Hey friends, good afternoon. Sunday, March 12, 2023, here in New York City at 5th Avenue, opposite Cooper Hewitt, the Smithsonian Design Museum, which means we are also right next door to Central Park, which is where we are headed today. 3 p.m., 46 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a little cloudy, but it's pretty nice out right now, to be honest. Nice, feeling some sun. Take what I can get. Let's pop into the park here, 90th Street. Whoa, lots of people today. Crosswalk is going, which means we have the light. Or we did. Gonna head up in a second to one of my favorite spots in Central Park, Jacqueline Onassis Reservoir, which is probably gonna be a little muddy. Let's find out. But the reason we're gonna head in, aside from it just being a beautiful Sunday to spend here in Central Park, is last time we dipped into the park for a moment, we did see some cherry blossoms. So what we're going to do today is see if we can find some more. They're just going to be few and far between, but going to go on the hunt for cherry blossoms today. And in fact, I see some right in front of us, across the way. Let me zoom in for you guys.
Excuse me.
And there's some already on the other side of the reservoir, so we're going to head in that direction. Colleen's here. Good to see you. Everton. Good to see everybody.
Okay, keep going. Can we walk along the water?
So it's beautiful in here. It's a nice Sunday, and we already have some signs of spring. Oh, here's some more. Not cherry blossoms, but signs of spring. G is here. Happy Sunday, everybody. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around to the west side of the reservoir so we can go see those cherry blossoms. So the story with cherry blossoms is they're really more of a spring thing, but we've had such a weird winter already with plenty of warm days that some of the blossoms are coming in early. And the thing with cherry blossoms is they're ephemeral. They're here one day and then they're gone. So when we find a handful of them, we got to go enjoy them while we can. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to start here at the reservoir. We're going to go to a few other parts of the park that there could be cherry blossoms. Again, there's not going to be tons of them, but we're going to go see what we can see. And in the meantime, of course, we just get to enjoy the park. Cami G, Ambrose, Patricia, happy Sunday. Greetings, one and all. And then the other thing is, it's been a minute since we're not going to do a full loop of the reservoir today, but we're going to do a good chunk of it. We'll go see some of the birds on the other side. They seem to mostly hang out on the west side of the reservoir. So there's some ducks on this side. Yeah, Ambrose, that's where we're headed first. At the very beginning of the stream, I zoomed in a little bit. There's not a ton, but there are a handful, so that's what we're going to see first. And then I have some other ideas around the park. Oddly enough, the sound above us is not a helicopter, but a small, like, two-seater plane. I don't see that every day. Oh, let's stop and see these ducks because there's a couple of the weird ones. I shouldn't say weird, that seems rude. But not the typical ones that we see. See that black and white one? Hey Nathan, good to see you. Yeah, I'm not seeing it on my end. You might want to hit refresh. Oh, dunk. Dunk, dunk. Oh wow. I thought they'd come right back up. There they go. Right on. Love it. Oh, let me go back to the normal lens. Oh, dang. One just came in and did a really cool landing, but I was not quick enough for that. I was not quick enough for that. Ooh, it's nice out here. So the reservoir here, named after Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis now. My beautiful wife Lisa's here, Celeste, Vinny. Kiddo just turned 5 months, and provided I didn't make too much noise, he was asleep when I left, so taking a nice little nap, so hopefully the missus is relaxing with a cup of coffee on the couch without too much to do. Oh, dang. Let me zoom in for full flowers down there, but pretty far. There's tons of stuff here, but it's like patches. I saw Rollo. Good to see you. Liz, Arjan, good to see everybody. Happy Sunday. So we're here in Central Park. We're doing some spring spotting. And I'll try not to keep repeating myself, but basically winter in New York City has been so warm and so weird. Oh, there's another example. So there's like patches of spring all throughout Central Park. I don't know if you could see it, but there's like beautiful pink patch of flowers down there. But again, it's just patches here or there, because what's been happening is we have these 65-degree days in the middle of, a week of 40-degree days. The plants get confused and blossom, but just some of them. So we'll do kind of our usual roam around the park, but with the aim of finding as much color, spring color, as we can. So if you do decide to visit the park, and in particular the reservoir, it is a running track, and it is one way, which is the direction we're going in. So all the 20 people we've passed so far going the other way are going the wrong way. And for the runners, certainly, it really drives them crazy. So we are now on the north side of the reservoir. I'm going to point the camera south all the way to Central Park South. You guys can see the skyline down there in Midtown. Lisa. Hindsight is always 20/20. Maybe I'll rename it later when I get home. Lots of runners today, and it's, even though it is 46 degrees, I don't know what it is. I guess there's no wind or something, and the sun's out. But you're seeing all these people in shorts and stuff because it feels very mild. It feels super mild today. RJ's here. And seeing Cammie's name reminds me, so I posted a few videos this week, recorded videos. So we did, what did we do? The High Line, World Trade Center, and then sunset at the Brooklyn Bridge. I did all that in one day. And if you follow us on Instagram, I also was taking photographs as I was walking around the city. But Cammie and a few other folks left some really thoughtful and interesting comments on the World Trade Center video. So if you haven't had a chance yet, check that out. But of the three, my favorite is actually the Brooklyn Bridge sunset. It just, the timing ended up working out perfectly for that. Hey, Manny's here. Good to see you. Everybody go follow Manny Explores, another New York City YouTuber. Let's take a little break here and get some views. I am breaking in a new pair of shoes today, so we'll see how this goes. Gosh, I love the reservoir. So this is probably, of all of Central Park, 843 acres, this is probably the part my wife Lisa and I walk the most, because we'll come, oh my God, did somebody do like a gender reveal here or something? This is, please don't leave litter all over Central Park. That's so obnoxious. It's so obnoxious. It's probably the place my wife and I come the most, because we'll come and do a lap here for exercise. These are the north pump houses. There's a pump house at the southern side as well. And for a while, I don't know if anybody's been on the channel a lot, I videotape here a lot. And the water was really low for a while, and you could see the pipe running from the north to the south side. And for a little while, it was so low that a lot of the birds were kind of using it as a place to sit. They were just sitting on top of the pipe running across the park. Yeah, gee, that's really drives me crazy. Like, it's bad enough to litter anywhere, but there's something especially nasty about littering somebody else to clean it up for you. Oh, let me zoom in one more time. These are, this is the tennis area, but look, somebody left some flowers right out front. Christian's here. Yep, indeed. This is a anniversary month for the missus and myself. So the kiddo had a month month birthday. I don't really know how to say that. It's not his full birthday, but another month older. And then we have a big anniversary coming up. Bridge number 28. I always love this. It doesn't really have a name. It's just bridge number 28, but it's one of my favorites in the park. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? So when it's spring, it's fun to stand on there and take pictures or video from the bridge. But
it's like having...
The trees are kind of bare right now. So it's kind of funny, as I'm walking, there's all these puddles, but before I walk one side or the other, I have to look back because I don't want to step in front of a runner. So this is full contact walking here, folks. As we round the northern end here, heading to the western end, we're going to start to have some beautiful views of Central Park West, and in particular, when you're here by the reservoir, the most amazing view of all is the El Dorado. Beautiful. And I can't wait for all the trees alongside of us to blossom. But not yet. Still too early, but as we make our way west, I think you can probably start to see on the camera some of the purple color. I see Elaine. Good to see all of our friendly faces here today. Happy Sunday, everybody. Sunday in the park with Sean. Or as Lisa prefers it, spring spotting. So I think what we will do, I think I'll pop out of the reservoir here and I will do the sort of cherry blossom walk. And it's really fun in kind of the middle of spring when lots of blossoms are out, but we're just going to get the ones we get. But it actually looks like more than I thought are there. So Ambrose, this is what you were referring to. And basically what Ambrose had done is if you go on Google and type in Central Park cherry blossoms, they have a website where they have a cherry blossom tracker. And what it's showing right now is that the west side of the reservoir, the blossoms are in full bloom. Or peak bloom, I guess. So that's where we're headed now. You don't usually see runners going the wrong way on the reservoir. That's funny. Usually the runners know what they're doing. Yeah, Elaine, you're totally right. You could close your eyes and think it is spring today, especially when you get a little more of the sun. So here's where we're going to pop out, and then I'll show you guys the cherry blossom walk over here on the west side of the reservoir. Lots of photographers are out. All right, so first we come over here, and then we make one more left onto the trail. right here. Or did I go too early? They put a fence up. Ooh, stupid me. Ah, stupid me. They put a little fence up. Silly me. Detour. One more. One more in the left. Yeah, today is daylight savings time. Had to change, all the phones do it themselves these days. But had to, here's a little trail now. So in a normal spring, all of these trees would be blossoming. But this is not a normal spring, this is a weird spring / weird winter. So as you can see, it's just individual trees have blossomed, including some over here. So let's go say hi to these, and then we'll head back onto the trail. Andrew's here, Scott Briggs, good to see everybody. Happy Sunday. We're here in Central Park looking for spring, and you guys came at just the right time. We're on the west side of the reservoir, where at the moment is the greatest concentration of cherry blossoms. It's so funny, all the photographers are here. How beautiful is that? Do us a favor, leave us a like if you're enjoying this. It'll help other people find us. And now is the moment for them to find us, when we're here in the park by the blossoms. Wonder what that string was for. I guess a balloon or something? Yeah, this is not too bad, folks. And let me try the other way just to see. Let's get backlit by the sun this way. Not too shabby at all. So if you're looking for this, we're in between the bridle path and the reservoir, the western side of the reservoir. And again, not every tree is blossoming, but enough to be really pretty. Really pretty. And certainly enough for lots of photographers, and I've seen a painter. Oh wow, here's some. Yeah, this is really fun. So again, because not every tree is going, you can see on the ground there's some of the blossoms that have come down. What's fun is in peak spring, and I guess I don't know what's going to happen because some of these trees have already bloomed. What's really fun is like the entire path over here gets covered in petals. Very strange that some of the trees, ooh, it's such a nice day, people are picnicking. And I see a bag from Bluestone Lane. coffee shop Lisa and I often go to, because there's one right near the entrance to the park we came in today. Often go there when we're taking the kiddo for a walk. Elaine says, isn't it a month early? Yeah. Yeah. The park has a, I posted on Instagram, maybe it was a story, so not everybody, I mean, I understand not everybody's on Instagram or anything, but probably already disappeared. But if you go to Central Park's website or their Instagram account, they put up a post about just the strange warm weather and how the park is responding to it. But basically what's going to happen is we're just going to have to keep visiting, because little different patches of spring will show up day by day. Yeah, it smells incredible, Cammie. Smells amazing. Fresh and floral. And then in the past couple of areas, past couple of trees, people are picnicking, so it smells really nice. Coffee, snacks.
On our way, can we just walk through the ground?
All right, so we're coming to the end of the west side of the reservoir. So the next place I want to try is a little farther south of us, but Strawberry Fields. So basically when I checked the tracker, that was where we just were. It was really, now let's do one last panorama so you guys can see. Oh, that's nice with the El Dorado in the background. So according to the tracker, this was really the only area on the map. But we were in Pilgrim Hill a few days ago. When was that? Friday? Losing track of time. We were in Pilgrim Hill anyways recently, and there were a few blossoms over there. So we'll see what we see. We'll find what we find. Oh, you know what? Since it's on the way, so what we'll do is we'll go to the Great Lawn first. We'll see. The Great Lawn has a handful of trees that will blossom. And we'll check out Shakespeare Garden as well, which has been so bare all season that we haven't even really gone there on some of these live streams just because it's been so dead. But maybe today we'll go take a quick glance. So we'll do Great Lawn, Shakespeare Garden on the way to Strawberry Fields. So, but we'll try to stay on the west side and then work our way south, and then we'll loop back forward along the east side, I think. That is the current plan on our list. It was pouring snow, but it was too warm, so none of it stuck.
Probably.
But I looked out the window and it was really coming down.
Okay.
It was really coming down.
Hold on.
Yeah, my pleasure to share the beautiful sights with you guys. Thanks for being with us. In this area, there are lots of historical markers and signs where they talk about the history of Seneca Village, which is the African American neighborhood that was removed to make way for Central Park. But if you're ever over here, just give you an example. There's these historical signs. You can come read about what was here beforehand, pictures of some of the excavation work and some of the stuff that they found over time. It's really interesting. All right, so we're going to go through the Pinetum to the Great Lawn. Many of our frequent viewers will know the Great Lawn as often home to the Canadian geese here, and I see a decent number. So let's go say hi to the geese. Lizzie's here. ER trauma. Exactly, Sunday in the Park with Sean. ER gets the reference. Any other theater geeks out there? There are the geese roaming the grounds, eating. This is a pretty good area if you're a photographer interested in birds. So obviously we have the geese here on the lawn, and you get some funny pictures like them on the baseball diamond. Tim R's here. But on the other side, we've seen so many really colorful birds, blue jays, robins, all this stuff. Right over here. And when it's really quiet out, you can sometimes hear them. In fact, I can hear them. I'm not seeing a ton of color, but one of our favorite trees is over on the other side that turns brilliant red. And you can see this one's starting to turn red. But it's still early for these trees.
I did not even invite him tonight.
Pecker sound. Woody's here. I keep hearing it. I wonder if I could see it. Probably not. Ooh, I keep hearing it. Funny. I heard Flacco is hunting in the North Woods these days, and by all accounts seems to still be doing well. We're not going in that direction today, but in the live stream where we went to Riverside Park, we did see, we got a nice Flacco sighting. So that was probably last weekend. It's so funny, all the geese hanging out on this lawn. Beautiful. That was pretty good. All right, we're going to make a right over here at the Delcourt Theater, and we're going to head over to Shakespeare Garden and see what's going on. Shakespeare Garden, right next to Delcourt Theatre. They also have a couple Shakespeare statues right here. There's the Tempest on our left and Romeo and Juliet on our right. Delcourt Theatre is where they do Shakespeare in the Park. And this lovely building is public restrooms. Like the nicest building for public restrooms you can imagine. And they do appear to be open. But we're going to hang a left here, head up to the garden. Hey, Sal's here.
Programming where you're like, see,
You're surprised there aren't more people around. There's a decent number. A decent number. To be honest, the last few times we've been here, it's been very, very empty. So this is more than we've seen in a little bit. Check out this part of the garden. There are some... Ooh, this is a good sign. Good sign. So as you can see, look, like not everything is coming in yet. And even some of the ones that have come in are in kind of rough shape. Terry's here. But this is going to be the story, I think, of spring in New York City, which is here one day, gone the next. So as much as we can to make these visits and get, well, the getting's good. Oh, you can really hear all the birds. Coming up on our right, this little hut. This is the Swedish Cottage Marionette Theater. They do little things for the kids. Yeah, it's gorgeous here on a really nice spring day. There's lots of benches around here, and you'll see people, you know, reading and just hanging out. Hey, Arjan. Yeah, Christian, I think it's me. The bird sounds are incredible today. So we're entering now Shakespeare Garden. So the way this works is different plants named after Shakespeare poetry and writing. And this really is the first time I've been here this season where we've seen any color. And as you can see, you know, it's patchy, but it's coming in. It's coming in. Ooh, check this out. Some amazing stuff here. Oh, bird. All right, let's head up, see some more. It's awesome.
It officially passed Lord of the Rink.
I wanted to say here in the
They have a sundial over here. Amazing. Amazing. It may not seem like much, but after such a weird, strange winter, I'll take whatever color we can get. Birds. Those birds are really not too bothered by me. Anybody remember that weird movie Birdman? Well, I wasn't planning to go to Belvedere Castle, but I think we will, so we can walk a little of the Ramble just because there's so many bird sounds. And it should be pretty intense in there. Ramble's kind of the wooded area here in the middle of the park. There's also the North Woods at the northern section of the park. Yeah, everybody remembers how bizarre that movie was. Cami says, did you know robins are ground migrators instead of flying in flocks? Interesting. I think only by observation does that not totally surprise me. And ER, here's where all the people are. This is Belvedere Castle. They take the weather readings for Central Park here, aside from being really pretty. Got some lots of interesting things happening here. So let's also go take a quick look at Turtle Pond. Hey, Sam Jackson's here. So that's the Great Lawn. That's where we were like 15 minutes ago. Beautiful over here. And it does seem like this is where everybody's decided to come congregate. So let's head next into the Ramble and we'll make our way over to Strawberry Field. And I'll show you guys a picture. I often tell people like probably the most frequent question we get about Central Park is it safe, and is it safe? I tell people at dark maybe not to go to, and it's not that it's unsafe per se. This is the map of the Ramble, and if you're not really familiar with how to get around, it's kind of twisty and turny, and it does get fairly dark at night. I just don't really recommend it. But we do have some night videos from Central Park, and I think in the most recent one I did do a little bit of the Ramble, so you can get a sense of it. George Rucker's here, Nellie. Happy Sunday, friends. So I think, like, I don't know, a few weeks ago I did a sunset walk in Central Park. So if you want to see what the park looks like at dark, after it gets dark, like, I don't know, 45 minutes into the video, starts to get pretty dark. But officially the park is open, I think, until 1 a.m. And as I was saying before, it's 843 acres, so they don't really, they can't close it, really. But, they do patrols and stuff, and if they find you, they probably won't be super thrilled to find you after 1 a.m. So there's different routes and paths, but we're going to go to Strawberry Fields. So what we're going to do is we're going to start walking westwards. I think we'll find Oak Bridge, and then we'll pop onto the West Drive and head towards, we'll see more of the lake, but we'll head towards Strawberry Fields next. Yeah, this is where I ramble on. This is where I ramble on. It's funny, I don't think I even really know all the paths in the Ramble. I just sort of by feel have a sense of how to get to Oak Bridge and how to get to Bow Bridge. Here's Oak Bridge. We do see occasional proposals over here, which is always fun. And we'll turn our camera south again because there's some really nice views of Midtown from here, which I'll show you in a moment.
Interesting move.
This is the lake in front of us. Lots of people straight ahead of us over at Ladies Pavilion. They often have some live music at both Oak Bridge, Ladies Pavilion, other parts around the lake. We'll get to the other side, but not for a while. A little more color. A little more color. It wasn't looking like proposal groups today, I'm afraid.
Yeah, so I don't know about that.
Maybe Bow Bridge later on
that
today.
Was like part of the,
Sometimes at Ladies Pavilion, we've even seen marriage ceremonies, the whole ceremony. Actually seen a few ceremonies in the last year. Ladies Pavilion and in Bethesda Arcade. Really pretty one. That was fun. You never know what we're going to see. So when we were by the reservoir, we saw a twin-towered building. That was the El Dorado. This one, now that we're near the lake, which does look very similar, is the San Remo. And then just a couple doors down from that is the Dakota, marking our destination of Strawberry Fields. And then another twin-towered building, but more Art Deco, less ornate, is the Majestic. Let's pop in here for a second, go see Ladies' Pavilion, but sometimes this little garden has some flowers as well. So we'll look around. That's kind of a nice view. Got the flowers down here. And the San Remo. It's awesome. And it looks like they're setting up for something, perhaps proposal or a ceremony. Hey.
I think I'll go do that.
We have more? You wanted to go up and around, right?
But my guess is they're waiting for sunset, which today is at 7 o'clock, so they're awfully early. From time to time we do climb on these rocks, but since I'm breaking in a pair of shoes today, you'll forgive me if I stay at ground level today. Show you Ladies' Pavilion one more time. Yeah, gee, spring is trying. It's trying its best. Trying its best. If they're waiting for sunset, they're going to be here for a long time. It's 4 o'clock. A few hours to go. Another view of the lake, as well as Central Park South. Ooh, you see those geese coming in for a landing? Wow. That was cool. And over on this side, just a handful, but we got some ducks. Monica's here. Oh, flash mobs, I remember that. All right, next stop, Strawberry Fields. And the Dakota. Honk honk. Honk honk. Oh, there they are. There's some geese here at the boat landing. I wonder what they're talking about. Anybody can translate for us?
Do your parents speak? How's school? Like, how good do you speak?
RJ says, so many trails on and off the beaten path. Yeah. It's funny, I could come here a ton of times and never take the same path. So this guy is a red light. Wow. He flipped me off. Nice guy. Really nice guy. I was telling you guys, Central Park did a survey and recently, and it's what you would call push polling. politicians do this from time to time. It's when they write survey questions only about particular topics and then craft them in a particular way to get you to, they want you to give a particular answer. And the Central Park one recently was about people like that biking too fast and running red lights and being kind of a menace to pedestrians. So I guess we will see who has the last laugh. There's the Dakota. We're going to pop out in a second, go say hi to the Dakota. And you can probably hear a little bit of music in the background. That's coming from Strawberry Fields. We'll go there next. ER actually has a pet rock. That's so funny. The Dakota. Beautiful, isn't it? I think it's one of the most incredible buildings in New York City. And we talked about this before, but we just found out Yoko Ono is departing her apartment. They're keeping it in the family, we think. Maybe for Sean Lennon. But that she's headed to a farm upstate. And there's a sign here, Sunday, March 19, 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. advisory. Park drives will be crowded due to an event. Please use caution. Beautiful, the Dakota. All right, let's head back into the park to Strawberry Fields.
Have you seen the building down the side?
Yeah, Cami, it's kind of one of a kind. And of course, all the history.
I saw a film today, oh boy. English army, I just won the war. A crowd of people turned away.
beautiful, isn't it?
Sorry.
This is an international peace garden recognized by well over 100 countries. They're all listed on this rock right over here. Show you guys. Imagine all the people living in peace, it says. Not a ton of color in our garden today, but of course the beautiful sights, the beautiful music. G says, how often is someone playing Beatles music here? Basically every day. The only time that there isn't music is on a really lousy day. But just about every day you can find some music there. So as you can see, we have the crosswalk, which means the light is red, but people are not stopping. Red light, red light. It's really fun when we're here with a stroller, and even then people won't stop. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to continue along the west side. We'll go by Tavern on the Green. We'll head over to the pond, and then we will work our way back north along on the east side, and that's when we'll go to Bethesda and so forth. That's probably where we'll end today. But what's going to end up happening is they're going to fill the park up with people enforcing the rules of the road, and nobody's going to be happy about that. Oh well. So the path we're walking along is the West Drive. We've done the drives many, many, many times. They actually make a full loop of Central Park. It's about 6 miles. Takes us about 2 hours to do a full loop. And if that's something you can do, I really recommend it. It's a really fun way to see basically the entire park. Crossover. And we'll go see Tavern on the Green for a second. Mostly looking for signs of spring, but why not pop over and see the tavern? This is the 7th Regiment Memorial. And on the other side of Tavern on the Green is Sheep Meadow, but it's been closed all season, I guess, to let the lawn rest. And I'm just taking a look now because there are some blossoming trees, but I don't think any of them have come in. That super obnoxious sound is a helicopter that's just sitting above the lake right now. When I filled out the Central Park survey, that was my number one complaint. Numero uno. British Grey, good to see you. Happy Sunday. Thanks for joining us. We're doing a little spring spotting walk here in Central Park. Coming up next to the beautiful Tavern on the Green restaurant. This spot that we're standing on right now, by the way, is the finish line of the New York City Marathon. And it sounds like on the 19th there's some sort of race here in Central Park. Daryl Janik's here, good to see you. All of our friends. Kind of a pretty tree. Ooh, that helicopter. It's just sitting there. Reason they frustrate me is there's probably 2 tourists in there, and 1,000 people here on the ground have to listen to them. Aside from whatever environmental impact it's making. So this Tavern on the Green, you can see they have glass windows here, so if you're having lunch in the park, you have a nice view. And then in spring, especially when it's really nice, they fill this area up with tables and stuff. And so you can either eat out on the terrace or have a drink. Really nice. Really nice. Yes, indeed, Daryl. Yes, indeed. Indeed, there are some folks who went to Tavern on the Go, got some beers, and they're having them right there on the terrace. We love to see it. Nobody coming for quite a while. Lisa says Central Park is the finish line for the United Airlines New York City Half Marathon. So is that what's happening on the 19th? Sounds like. Making our way to the southern and westernmost point in Central Park. Over here, you could exit the park at Columbus Circle. If anybody's familiar with what used to be called the Shops at the Time Warner Center, it's now the Deutsche Bank Center. That's where you would head. These are the Heckscher Ballfields. Umpire Rock up ahead. And
See, this is one of those situations where if you don't go,
a while ago, this is where we first found Flacco on Superb Al Sunday.
April break.
But he's moved to the northern end of the park. It really is funny. This helicopter is just on top of us. It's like my biggest pet peeve in Central Park. I find it completely obnoxious. And disrespectful to people trying to enjoy their time here in the park and the animals. This moment of cranky New Yorkers brought to you by that helicopter. If anybody would care to join my meager efforts, you can Google "Stop the Chop" and sign petitions about the tourist helicopters that fly over New York City. You can see all these people looking up. Everybody's annoyed by it. So go to "Stop the Chop," just Google that, and you can sign a petition. It's really unbelievable. It's just sitting over the park, and we all have to listen to it. So when we first saw Flacco, this was the tree he was in right in front of us. Yeah, Ambrose, I'm staring at the sky, shaking my fist going, hey, I'm walking here. Folks enjoying the views from the rock. This is Central Park South, as well as the towers of Billionaires Row. That's Deutsche Bank Center, Columbus Circle. Just ahead of us, if you popped out of the park, you could walk down 7th Avenue. Next avenue over, 6th Avenue. This is really the children's section of the park, so there's tons of playgrounds. And lots of children's activities down here. Including the carousel, which we'll walk by in a moment. And the Wollman Rink, the ice skating rink. Again, at the southern end of Central Park.
Did Risa go to breakfast?
So we started at 91st Street on the east side, got down to about 60th Street on the west side. Now we'll start to make our way east and then a little north. I think I have a path in mind. Dogs in the dog run. This little field over here. Little dogs, tiny dogs. Coming up to Drip Rock Arch here. Which takes us to Wollman Rink, the ice skating rink, as well as the dairy, which is the gift shop and the visitor center here in Central Park. To our left was the Chess and Checkers hut, but it's been under construction for a while now. Let's go see what's going on at the ice skating rink. Mary had a little lamb right there. More art in the park than musicians today. Usually it's the other way around. Let's go see the ice skating rink. So funny, we were on 5th Avenue the other night. Went by Rockefeller Center. And there was basically nobody there. This is totally different. Can we request some jazz? Tons of people. Tons of people. Look at all that. So many people, huh? Isn't it fun to see everybody? This is a cool spot. So over here there's a little food spot called Melba's. You can grab some snacks, some drinks, and if you're just like me and you just want to watch everybody, Ambrose says, might be the last day for skating. Closes Tuesday night, but storms are coming. Yeah, the next 2 days are going to be pretty rainy. So yeah, this might be among the last times. This is awesome though. I haven't seen this many people basically all season. So ER was asking where was everybody. I guess they're right here. No joke. Sam says I'm remembering the kid from yeah, like the first big snow. So this was like a couple weeks ago. That day at Rockefeller Center, there were a ton of people, and there was one kid who was like zooming around like a little menace. It was like a missile knocking his group over. Dennis the Menace. Oh, this is awesome. Love it. You love to see it. Folks, you love to see it. I'll show you guys the little snack bar. Though I have to say, beers on the terrace at Tavern on the Green, that would be my vote today. That would be my vote. So this is Melba's. Got a nice little area over here with some picnic benches. Show you guys the menu. Comfort Eats and Southern Sipping. Fish strips, 12 bucks. Chicken and waffle cone, 12 bucks. Fries with chipotle dipping sauce, 5 bucks. And a hot chocolate for $4. That doesn't sound too bad. That doesn't sound too bad. What is this guy doing? Oh my gosh. I guess he's oof. Fascinating. All right. So there's unfortunately there's a detour, so I can't walk this way to get us to the dairy, but we can get a nice view of the dairy from here. This field's kind of fun. You'll see dogs playing on this field. Again, the dairy, which is the beautiful building right up ahead, that's the gift shop and the visitor center here in Central Park. My wife got me a really nice book from there about Central Park. So those guys have a little camera set up. I guess they're kind of climbing. They got like rock climbing shoes on. Filming themselves rock climbing. Let's head over to the pond and then we'll head north again. Pond, famous for Gapstow Bridge. And if you were to head out of the park over here, it would take you to 5th Avenue and 59th Street. Grand Army Plaza.
Very often something
There's Citadel. It's not even that. It's like
porque es muy abierto.
Yeah, the sound of him jumping down / falling down, not too pleasant. This is one of my favorite parts of the park right here. It's like the most relaxing part of the park. But first we have to go step onto Gapstow Bridge. My wife's favorite view of the pond with the Plaza Hotel in the background. And then we will head down and see if we can find some color. Here's a little color. Yeah, Sam. It was quite something. All right, this is Gapstow Bridge. I'm just pulling the tripod out on my gimbal here. And this is among my wife's favorite views in Central Park. So you have the pond beneath us and some incredible views of Midtown Manhattan in the background. The pond is great. Oh, hold on. Can we see these birds coming? Perfect landing. Perfect. They nailed it. So what is this called? Around here is the Hallett Nature Sanctuary. It's really pretty. Really, really, really pretty. So if you're a big nature lover, this is one of the better spots to check out. And for those of you who've been on some of our other walks, we sometimes go up there where the people are to get some pretty good panoramas of Central Park South. But today we're just gonna take a quick look at the pond, and then we'll start heading up. I have to start making my way back to the homestead. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Beautiful. I was wondering when this tree would come in, because we started to see the little buds. Gorgeous. With the Gapstow Bridge that we were just standing on right in the background. If you're a duck lover, this is where the ducks hang out. What is that tree? I don't know. I don't know the answer. I'll have to try to do some research and look. Somebody must have done a proposal earlier. Flower petals on the ground. Guessing somebody did a proposal over here, but we missed it. All right, let's head back into the park, and what we'll try to do reasonably quickly is, let me think. Where to? I know we want to end at Bethesda. I'm just trying to think. What's the best way? Are we going to end at Bethesda, or we're going to end at Pilgrim Hill? Okay. We're going to end at Pilgrim Hill. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the mall and Literary Walk. Take that to Bethesda. And then we'll go from there to Pilgrim Hill, which is where we saw some blossoms, I guess, on Friday. That is the plan. That is the plan.
To really work.
So many people here today.
There's the ice.
My guess is there will be more music ahead of us. Oh God. Oh God. Oh no. Oh no, I just saw somebody try to do a cool move on a post, like stand on a post, like 2 feet high. And he fell right on his gentlemanly areas. And it was sad. I mean, of course that's sad, but I think he did it right in front of his girlfriend or significant other, who is now comforting him on the ground. Oh God. Oh. Brutal. Brutal fail. That was an unfortunate sight. That was unfortunate. Remember, folks, if you're going to try to do a cool move, be pretty confident you're going to successfully execute. So this is the Columbus statue. The reason there's fencing around it is it was defaced recently. But they clean it up super fast. On our right is William Shakespeare. ER says, I've seen many a fool in the emergency department with those sorts of injuries. Yeah, that was, I saw him standing there on top of the pole, and it's like it looks, sort of like this, a little thicker than this, but like, I was like, that's a bad idea. And then it was indeed a bad idea. Bad idea. Whoops. Hopefully the worst bruise is his ego. On our left, the Women's Rights Pioneers Monument. We were here on International Women's Day, which is when we saw these flowers placed. Christian. Well done, well done. If you were to take this path to the right, it would take you to the Balto statue. Oh, I'm so sad we really missed winter, this snowy winter. We got one, I would say, okay snow walk here in Central Park. We have a video from, I don't know what, a few weeks ago, of the one decent snow in Central Park. But for fellow snow lovers, this was not a good year for New York City. And there's supposed to be, yet again more snow hitting New York State this coming week.
Spring's really good.
But same as before, it appears that it will skip New York City. We might get little wisps of it, but we keep missing real snow in the city this season. Chris was asking, is that a live band? No, so there's a guy at the corner there next to the Shakespeare statue who plays on the drums, but the thing is he uses a recording in the background. So it's just one guy. But the problem is all his recordings are like super copyrighted music. And to be perfectly honest, I like the calm, guitar music and stuff in the park. I find the rage drumming to be not my cup of tea here. Like, I'm not opposed to that music, but it's just not my thing in Central Park. So I'm not typically not willing to waste a copyright violation on that, to be perfectly honest. Got the roller skater over here. Naumburg bandshell. Frisbee. So many activities going on today. She says a recording, that's cheating. Yeah, I guess I'm curious what it would be like just the drumming, because he's pretty intense. I assume people would be sufficiently entertained, but I ain't the artist. All right, we've made our way to the Bethesda Terrace. We're gonna take the stairs down to the arcade with the beautiful Minton tiles on the ceiling and the incredible paintings, frescoes. Ooh. All right, we do have some music. How nice was that? If you guys want to leave a donation, I tried to put her sign up, which has her, Instagram and donation links. Beautiful fountain here. And I see Kazoo 365, who we saw not too long ago for some live music. This is one of the most fun areas to be in. Let me get a couple last signs of spring over here. And then good news, guys. Up ahead of us is the boathouse, the Loeb Boathouse. And we've learned recently it is indeed reopening, we think this summer. We'll stay tuned, and if you follow us on Instagram, I'm sure that's where we'll post more news as we discover it. Sam, oh no, is she there again? Other buskers, probably. Lots of folks taking pictures with the NYPD. Funny. All right, we're gonna end the stream just up ahead at Pilgrim Hill, because I gotta start heading home, get back to the fam. But we discovered just the other day that there are some blossoms on Pilgrim Hill. So Pilgrim Hill, if you enter the park at 72nd Street and 5th Avenue, it'll take you right there to Pilgrim Hill. And if you take it a little farther, it takes you right where I'm standing right now. But here, and here are all our photographers. Here are the last signs of color. What fun it has been exploring with you all. Sunday in the park with Sean. Spring spotting today. Big thank you to everybody for hanging on out. My beautiful wife Lisa for looking after the kiddo. Our mods, our subscribers. Everybody for coming and watching, chatting, commenting. Leaving a like if you felt so moved. If you're new here, consider subscribing. We do regular walks around New York City, and we try to go live once or twice a week. If you've missed some of our recent stuff, this week I posted recorded walks from the High Line, World Trade Center, and my favorite of all, sunset on the Brooklyn Bridge, which is really like as good as it gets. But as always, loved hanging on out with everybody. Finish here. This last tree. Wishing everybody a really enjoyable Sunday. Are the Oscars tonight? Is that what's on everybody's plan? Everybody's schedule for tonight? Anyways, we've had a blast. So Jonna, Sue K, Elaine, ER Trauma, Sam Jackson, Surfboard, Colleen, Christian, my beautiful wife Lisa, and of course if you just joined, you got a whole replay ahead of you. been super fun hanging out, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Cammy G says, Brooklyn Bridge vid. Kept trying to find Dutch mods in there since we were both there that day. I know. And Brenda, good afternoon from Daytona Beach. Signing off from Central Park. Take care, everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy Oscars night. Bye.